Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah.
All
because
the
you
time.
can see. Because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Yeah. It's not a black
cool
void.
thing.
I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
You see the gas. Magellan clouds of the Milky
you
Way
see
galaxy.
the Magellanic Clouds.
Magellanic, see, I just wanted the Magellan
well, there's a large
clouds.
one
I didn't
and a
want to
small one, right?
Yeah.
And then you can see the zodiacal light.
Whoa.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any.
And this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
The ultimate destination is Mars. So if you gave me all the money in the federal budget today, I could not get a human to Mars.
In 1902, the very first sci-fi movie ever made came out. It was called A Trip to the Moon. The guy who made this, George Méliès, made all sorts of similar short movies around the same time. The Astronomer's Dream, Impossible Voyage, Courtship of the Sun and Moon, Conquest of the Pole, the North Pole that is. Anyway, more pre-moon landing movies that conditioned us mentally were Destination Moon from 1950, (1955) Conquest of Space, (1958) From the Earth to the Moon. That's the same year NASA was established. 1960, 12 to the Moon. Then, in 1962, JFK gave his famous "We choose to go to the moon" speech.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things.
Followed by more mental conditioning in First Men in the Moon, 1964. And Jules Verne's Rocket to the Moon in 1967. In 1969, NASA goes to the moon for the first time where President Nixon talked to them on the phone with no problem.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives.
Only there is a problem. Nixon would not have been able to talk to them because the moon is supposedly 238,000 miles away.
Yeah, it's. So the colors all look like kind of weird in space. Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
A nanosecond. I'd go to the moon in 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 a nanosecond. A nanosecond.
I thought for all of you out there that we would.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would. I thought for all of you out there that we would I thought for all of you out there that we would I thought for all of you out there that we would I thought for all of you out there that we would I thought for all of you out there that we would
And one of the funniest things is that all 24 people that have supposedly been past low Earth orbit come from the Apollo missions that took place between 1963 and 1972. And here's Apollo 12 astronaut Alan Bean being interviewed about the Van Allen radiation belts.
Any ill effects from the Van Allen radiation belts?
No, now I'm not sure we went far enough out to encounter the Van Allen radiation belt. Maybe we did. I don't know the distance to the Van Allen radiation belt.
The belts are 1,000 miles to 25,000 miles above the Earth.
Then we went right out through them.
No effects on your cells?
Didn't even know it. I don't think anybody, well, maybe somebody said you went through the radiation belt, but we didn't feel it inside, and we didn't get any, added radiation. Not on our mission, by the way, they hadn't been discovered yet.
Did you know that all the data having to do with the alleged moon landings was lost and no longer exists?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.